What's up, my cannonballs? We're back for a short, quick second. I'm gonna talk about a few things that I seen. So I seen, I'm not really too much into reality TV, but I did see a little headline of, that the housewives. I'm not really too big on it anymore like I used to be. I feel like that show is fading out quickly. I think all of those franchises need to be just gone. They got so much money, they'll be alright once it's not look once it's no longer there for them, to be around that production anymore. That'd be all right. But I did see a scene where Portia was confronting a person about messing with a married man, but at the same time, she did the same thing too as well. I mean, and I by that I mean whether they may have been separated, the man was still legally married. So how can you judge her when you did the same thing too? I mean, you both. I mean, literally, let's keep it all the way 100. Let's keep it all the way 100. If you are married to a spouse and y'all get a divorce and you go try to find another man, baby, you are still committing adultery. Your husband need to be dead. Your first husband need to be dead. So all these people running around here divorcing and getting remarried, they are adulterous. And I hate that's a harsh word to use, but it's the truth. Now when your ex has died, you're not an adulterer, but let's keep it real. I mean, you're an adulterer and you're a fornicator. Just like the rest of us. I'm not gonna say I'm an adulterer, but because I don't mess with people that's married. But I have fornicated. Outside of marriage, so it's like it's like a tit for tat thing. How can you judge a person for whatever they may have did when you have did the same thing and you lived it? You lived it and you still living in it. I don't give a damn what person you may choose, pick girl or boy. You still are in your sin. You still are in your sin. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna even lie to you. Oh, like somebody for me. Oh, like a friend. Uh, they told me it's coming over today. They didn't go. What else? What else did I see? The Trump and the Jesus pick. Honestly, I feel like they made that could have been anything that someone had made together. I mean, put together and want people to be like, oh, he's thinking he's Jesus. Honestly, I don't think that was the case. Um, as you guys know, that his personality is, it's up and down, up and down. You never know what you're gonna get. So, I don't understand why he would want to post that on his actual official channel, but you know how people do nowadays. They don't care. They'll just do it and expect you to, you know, look. You can either like it or you don't. And I pretty much didn't have I didn't have too much of an opinion about that because I feel like we see so much of it in today's time now where a lot of things can fool the people. A lot of people are believing certain headlines. I'm not so easily, deceived by, what's out there and what I see on the internet. I know fake news from real news. I ain't gonna lie to you. I could tell you. I mean, for me, I feel like I can read through the BS. I'm not getting on here and be like, you guys, y'all know what this is going. Y'all know what's going on. This is what I seen. This is what no. I don't want to start, that whole thing of, being someone that's like one of those people that's kind of like looking at conspiracy theories and just looking at the headlines, and thinking that it's really actually true. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes when we do see things in the news, it can be half truth and half lies. I don't even watch the news. I peek at it here and there. I'm not here for all the sadness, so therefore, I just don't really too much pay attention to it like that. But when it comes to the pop culture, whatever's going on in the culture, I know what to decipher from the truth from the fake. If it sounds too good to be true, it's BS. Sometimes you have to keep on scrolling. So that stuff don't really have you all messed up in your world. Because some folks be really, really believing what they are reading and seeing and viewing, and it's best to just know, look it up, Google it. Do what you gotta do. Honestly, that's what I would say. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know. Okay, next topic. It's not so fun when you have to do these pre-recorded and these pre-recordings. I usually like to do something live, but I'm glad I have the option to do a pre-recording, so I know when to stop it and I can press play and do whatever. But about mean people. let me tell you like this: is I have learned that it's just best to ignore people that continues to talk and say certain things. And that's what I'm and look, and that's what I'm really going to be working on. Just not really giving too much light to what I'm hearing and what I'm viewing, because it's like really, I don't want to really, I don't really have the energy in me to really go off and just fight. I think, when it comes to the beef sector has kind of dried up. I would say, shoot, 5 years from now, or maybe even 10, you won't even see a lot of familiar faces anymore. So therefore, I feel like to protect what I have put out, for the world to see, I'ma just try to steer away from it, because folks that don't know how to play nice, they want to, strike you and do this and do that. So I'ma just stay on my end and just continue to do what I do and watch what I say, because hey, I'm not finna rehash old things that has already been talked about. I'm not finna try to make the world believe something that is not true. It is what it is. I said what I said what I said, and whatever. When it was, let me get it together. Whenever I came on here and talked about anything, I said it, and I'm not gonna, reverse it. It happened, and we're moving forward. But all this coming out of the woodworks about old things, like people bringing up things that I said, years ago, like, oh my goodness, and y'all still believing it. Like, I'm not finna force anybody to believe a goddamn thing. If you want to believe that about me, believe it, okay? Believe that I'm this, believe that I'm that, okay? Believe it, because if I was those things, I'd be getting on here portraying those things for you, for you guys to see. Look, and if you notice, I'm not big up on on attention. It may come off like that, but I really don't like a lot of attention on me. Heck, I don't even like hearing my name too much. So therefore, that should tell everybody that, you know, um, I ain't really, I ain't doing nothing for no clout or nothing for no views or likes to, to come over to my end. Like, it is what it is at this point. And I have washed my hands with a lot of things. I have washed my hands when it comes to going back and forth with certain individuals. Honestly, I don't have any hatred in my heart for anybody on this app. I really don't. I just don't, if it's certain ones that I just don't fool with anymore, I just don't fool with them anymore. It is what it is. But hey, I look, I'm just taking a different route. I don't need to go backwards. I need to continue to go forward. And also, when you got other things that's important outside of the internet, you know, why let the internet affect what you got going on in your real life? And I can't allow that. I can't get on here and just be going off and then having to be around things that I know is more important than this. I just can't be having those energies in me like that. I just can't have those. I don't want to have any ill feelings like when I'm around good energy people. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just not. Just not. And no one is gonna change that about me. No one's gonna change that about me. I don't give a damn. If you don't like my response, I'm gonna respond the way I respond, and no one's gonna change that. And it is what it is, and I'm still happy to this day. You know, I'm still happy to this day. I don't care what people are talking about. When it comes to me, um, let them talk. Let them talk. Like I always say, I'd rather be all the negative Nancy's in the world, but I know the positive that resides within me. So, they can just continue to talk. I just won't mention or say anything about it because I'll just be sitting back and relaxing, chilling, maybe smoking a blunt or drinking on an alcohol beverage and not giving a damn. And eating my ass off and sleeping well too and getting back up and making us some money, you know. And I'm gonna tell you the truth, you guys. I have learned to let so much roll off my shoulders. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Like anytime I hear anything mean or a diss towards me in my real life and in my actual and on this virtual life, let me tell you, it's like, and okay, there's no need to get all upset by words because at the same time, we all judge each other. The world will judge you whether you hear it or not. You know, people are looking at you. You thinking that you're looking cute, but you at the same time, you may look a mess to someone. But but see, when you think that you're looking cute, you just don't know. Yeah, hey, somebody may not think that it's so cute. That's why when it comes to me and people opinions about me, hey, that's fine with me. I'm happy. I'm learning to not, just take it there. Because I'm honestly scared about what I could do. You know, people they consider me as just some weak person. Okay, assume that. You shouldn't put it past anybody out here because people that are not so aggressive can be some of the dangerous ones out here in this world. You don't know what's on. You don't know what's on my psyche or anybody else's psyche out here when it comes to the bullies. You just never know. But to be smart about it, you just have to let them go on. I don't experience people saying mean things, just cuz. And I'm just like, you think you finna get a reaction out of me? Nope. I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you talk. Cause honestly, I don't know you. And if I did know you, um, I ain't really too much got a lot for you. It's a lot of people that, well, not a lot of people, but it's a few people that know me. They may hate my guts, but I don't care. At the same time, I know about them. I know about them. Mm. And it's like, you're no better than I am. So, toodles. Okay? Toodles. Toodles. And that's what you got to say, to a lot of the ignorance. Toodles. I'm still going to be on beat. Look, I'm still going to have good energy and be in my little zone and let you be over there. Be negative all you want to. I wake up happy. I wake up hyped almost every day. You know, I'm one of those type of people. It depends on what's going on, but I'm just saying, I really wake up happy, and I think a lot of people need to wake up happy and just be, you know, more in tune with themselves, spirituality, and just live your life without being in a so much around. Well, live your life without being around so much of the negativity, because the negativity is draining. It's been draining and I'm all drained out from it. I could easily go back to my old ways and just do and say certain things, but I'm trying to just change that. I gotta change it. I gotta change it because life and death lies on the tongue, and a lot of things that we could say can come back and bite us in the ass. So, I'm very mindful now. I'm very, very mindful. I'm very, very mindful, and you guys are going to see a different side from me. You're going to see some different things, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. I'm not gonna say everything on here, but I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. What else did I see in a pretty interesting? I think that was it. I think that was it. But there was something. I think I had something on my mind that I wanted to express. You know, over the years, I have built up so much of a wall where when people come to me, it's like I have a full analyze. Well, I analyze them, but it's like I get a light bulb in my head to like it just goes off like, this person is not really here for you. And I'm gonna tell you like this: I'm gonna always be a very good judge of character. No one can really get anything past me. It's so crazy how when people come around me, and I would just say a certain situation may happen. 9 times out of 10, I'm already knowing what the next person is gonna, bring to me. And by that I mean what excuse they may say to me. So I'm not really too much shocked. You know, I'm a very good judge of character. Sometimes I feel like I'm psychic because I promise you, it's like I know people's intentions, and it's like it's up to me to either go through with it or not to go through with it. And I'm very glad that I'm able to catch it so fast. That's why I say no. No one can persuade me to do anything that I don't want to do. No one can. No one can. I'm in control of me. I am in control of me, and no one is going to have that much power over me to try to convince me to do this and do that. You know, that's why I'm so glad that my circle is so small. That's why I'm so glad that I'm not. I can be a people person, but at the same time, I'm not that big of a people person because a lot of these people out here like in today's time, sometimes they want you to agree with them on everything, agree with how they thinking, and just to go along to get along. And I refuse to be that person. I just refuse to be that person. Like no one can manipulate me at all. No one can. I have gotten manipulated in the past, you know, but no one can. You know, anytime people may come around me, I feel like they thinking that I'm just my head is in the clouds, as if I'm not paying attention. But I am soaking up everything. I am like a sponge. That's why I say when you come around, you be careful because I will notice everything about you. I will. I will. You know, when a person has been messed over so many times, you know that energy. You can pick it up so quick, so you know how to, you know, stand on business when it's directed when it's really when you are confronted with their mess, whatever they're trying to come at you, you know. And I'm glad that I'm like that because it's a timeout for all that, you know, that woulda, coulda, and giving people the benefit of the doubt. I am done giving people the benefit of the doubt. I am done. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you. I tried that so many years, but I had to change that up because giving people the benefit of the doubt would be like giving them the door. It's like opening up a door and you be the doormaster so they can continue to walk over you over and over again. And I refuse for that to ever go down again. Mm-mm, mm-mm. And you know we live in a time where there's no more you don't need no more verification when it comes to someone doing you dirty. You know the verification is in your face. It is by them doing what they're doing to you for real. I'm glad that I don't need no justification for anything. Mm-mm. I don't need no justification for anything. I mean, no, I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need no clarity. Mm-mm. I don't need no clarity at all. The clarity has been showing me for weeks, days, months, and even years. And that's how I move on in my life. And I don't hold any grudges at all. I just know anybody that has came around me and that has not treated me in good hands, I know that they will get it back to them. You know, people reap. You know, some people fail to realize you will reap what you sow. hmm And every last soul that I've came in contact with that has not been so nice to me, they will reap what they sow. Just like I reap what I sow. What I put out, I got back too. But at the same time, when I wasn't on that type of time, oh, mm, just know it's coming. Karma will come for you, and you just have to be ready for it. Just be ready for it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Just be ready for it because it's coming back around. You know, I just hope some of these people are ready. You know, ready for whatever it may be. You know, I'm not no, you know, I'm not God, but I just know He's watching everything. You know, just because you may get away with saying bad words and to a person or doing something, you know, ignorant to them, don't mean that you got away with it. Because God is watching. He's always watching. And just know your day is coming up too. You know, and I know you guys, I'm gonna get up and out of here, get back in my bed. I just had to come outside for a little time being for the time being and get some fresh air. And you guys, it's already nighttime, so it's time for me to get back in the bed and get some sleep and get up and get ready for tomorrow. All right, you guys, I'm out of here. Y'all be blessed and not stressed, and I love you. Peace.